What's going on, traders? Welcome to FX Hangout. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and also make sure you stick to the end of the video because we're going to be giving you some information and showing you how to become successful and profitable as a Forex trader, okay? Make sure that you go to our Facebook group page and subscribe to our Facebook group, and also make sure as you go to this next video that you read the disclaimer. What is going on, traders? So in this video, we're going to be talking about Fibonacci expansion and how to use it on TradingView. We have made previous videos on this, and on this particular video that I'm making, just like the Fibonacci retracement, this is going to be a temporary video as we go to doing more of patterns. All right, you know I'm big on patterns when it comes to harmonics, ABCD patterns, as well as it comes to triangles as well, triangle patterns. So in order for you to get those patterns going, you kind of need to know how to use Fibonacci. Fibonacci is a big tool that you utilize when trying to find those patterns. All right, so we're going to teach you how to use it right now. All right, so the first thing that you want to do is you want to find your Fibonacci retracement. All right, so you want to come over to your side and come to trend-based Fibonacci expansion. Now you see how I got these things starred up. All right, whenever you do push the star on the side here, it brings a little side tab on over here, so that way you can kind of copy and drag. You don't have to worry about going to this side. You can just have it over here, which I recommend. Now when you click on it, you want it to glow up blue. All right, and then all you got to do is go to the area that you want to first start the Fibonacci expansion, click and hold, and then drag up to the next position, right? And then drag it down to the pullback. Now, of course, I'm going to teach you how to actually do this, because I know a lot of y'all, for me doing that, you're like, Adrian, that's cool and all, but what is the Fibonacci expansion is for? So the Fibonacci expansion is used by most traders to project the market. What do I mean by project the market? To see the next move, all right, after the pullback. So it's not good enough to know, okay, when the pullback end, right? Because that's a good tool to use. That's why we use the Fibonacci retracement, because that shows you where the pullback is going to end. Now the Fibonacci expansion is going to show you where the market is going to go next. So I hope that made a little sense, me clearing that up. So once you do this and you actually bring this tool up, all right, you notice how I got these numbers on the side here. A lot of these numbers are going to mean something later on to you. All right, if you wanted to change these numbers, of course, just like the Fibonacci expansion, you can click on one of the white balls, right click, go to format, and then you can change your settings. A lot of these will probably be different colors for you. It might even show up. It might not even show it like this. These colors, you might have colors in between these lines and different things when using them. To change that, all you have to do is go to your format. You can uncheck background. All right, so that way you have no background. If you wanted to change the position of your writing to the right side per se, all you have to do is change the labeling to the right side. If I can find it, there it is, right side. All right, now you got it to the right side instead of on the left. So it's not, you know, so you're not, well, it's not right next to the candlesticks. You don't have to worry about it being on the candlesticks. You can actually see the writing. And that's it. That's really all you have to do. Now, a lot of these numbers you can uncheck. The main ones that I focus on, and I want you to focus on right now anyway, because these numbers do mean something, but you're going to see that later on in the pattern section. The main ones I want you to focus on, you can uncheck all of these. The main ones I want you to focus on are really 0, 0.60, 0.618, 0.7086, and 1. All right, those are the main ones that I want you to focus on, okay? All right. And oh yeah, and if you're colors are different colors, don't worry about it. You do not have to change these all black. That was just something that I wanted to do. You do not need to change them to all black. Well, Adrian, how do I change? Don't worry about it. It's not important. As long as you got the numbers up there, that's the most important thing, okay? All right, so after you do that, you can just push OK, and then boom, you have all your numbers on the side that you actually need for right now. All right, so how do you use this tool, and how do I actually use it to project the market to the next move? All right, so first things first, you want to find the origin point of the move. So what do I mean by that? Say for instance, you have this origin point right here. Oops. Yeah, this, hold on guys. Sorry about that. All right, so you have this origin point right here. Ooh, what the heck? Oh, why does it keep on doing that? Hold on. There we go. Have this origin point right here. All right, the move goes up. The market goes up, it goes up. And then finally it pulls back. Let's say none of this existed. None of this existed. All right. And we are trying to measure out, say for instance, this pullback, we're trying to measure out this pullback to see if the pullback is officially done. We need to see that. So what is the tool that we use to measure out pullback? We use the Fibonacci Expansion, right? So we normally take that from base origin all the way up to where the pullback started, right? And we measure it out here. And let me change the positioning of this one too, so that way y'all can kind of see it. All right, and as it behold, it lands, the candlestick lands perfectly on what? Our 618, which we know as the perfect pullback zone, right? So once we have the market pullback there, we see some other things. We see engulfing candlesticks. We see the market not breaking the previous low. All right, so we know that we could be having a strong move to the upside, but how far? Right, so if we entered into the market right here, how far do we set? Where do we set our take profit? Where do we know that how far the market could go before it starts to pull back again? That's what we use the Fibonacci expansion for. So that way we can see the next move up. That's what it measures. So again, how you use this tool is you start from the origin point. Where did it start to go back up again? Because at one point, the market was just going down right here. Right? And then it started going up. So we say, okay, this was the starting point of the trend to the upside. You can even label this if you want to, origin point. This was our origin. All right, this was the origin of our uptrend. And it kept on going up, it going up. The reason why I didn't mark this, a lot of people was like, well, Adrian, why didn't you mark this right here? Because we're looking at the overall move. You could have marked this if, you know, if you were just looking at this. If we were looking at this solely based off of just this thing, yeah, we can mark that up. But we're saying that all of this exists. And last time I checked, this high right here is bigger than this high. So we want to go with the overall move. We want to go with the highest high and then the lowest low, which is this one right here. And the next to the low. So we go from origin point to start a major pullback. This was the start of our major pullback, right? PBZ, pullback zone, which the Fibonacci measures what? Pullback zone in, right? And then the Fibonacci expansion measures out the next move up. So we take this, we plant it at origin point, start a trend, we let it go, and then click on the pullback where the pullback started, which is right. And then we go down to the pullback ending and just drag it over. Drag it over. Now, as you can see, you have some numbers here. The first number I want you to pay attention to is that 0.618. As y'all know, with the Fibonacci retracement, we know that as the perfect pullback zone. But also with the Fibonacci expansion, it's known as take profit 1. All right, that's the first take profit. Now, I'm not going to say 99% because, you know, that's going to say that out loud, you know, and then you have to add disclaimers and all that stuff. But I say a high percentage, 85% of the time, this market will go to the 618. Once the pullback is set, it hasn't broke any highs or lows, continuation is happening, the market will hit the 618 almost all the time. All right. Now, at that point, the market could possibly do 2 things. It could respect the previous high, which is our pullback zone over here, and then go down or go the opposite direction, or just like we've seen the market do, continue up. Now, if it does continue up, then the next target area we want to focus on is what I call trend completion or full expansion level. And to you, you will look at this as take profit number 2. At the full expansion level, some other things normally happen. We normally see the next pullback happening around here, the next major pullback, or we see sometimes a complete reversal. In this case, the market went up a little bit further and then did a pullback. Simple as that. So let's go to another example. Let's check out another example. Let's go further down or something like that. Something a little bit easier to kind of spot out. Let's go with this one. This one's a little bit easier. All right, so what are we doing? We see that we had a downtrend right here, right? Where did our origin point start? Where did our origin of the uptrend start? Again, that's what you're trying to focus on. When you're trying to find Fibonacci expansion or retracement, you need to find where that trend end and the new trend begin. In this case, the new trend began right here, right? Before it started going up, it was going down. And at this point, that's when the market started going up. Am I right or am I right? All right. And at that point, the market started going up. We got one pullback, and then we got the pullback here. Kept on going. Well, let's just say this market didn't exist, this whole thing right here. I don't know why it keeps on doing that. Let's just say none of this existed. All right, we're trying to measure out this small little piece of the pie right here. You see the market going up, the market going down, starts to consolidate a little bit. At this point, we don't really know if it's going to continue up or down. So maybe we don't play this. And then all of a sudden, the market shoots up. We're like, oh, wow. Okay, that's pretty much a trend chase. We missed some pips. It's okay. Right? It's okay. The market's, because we already know the market's going to pull back again. Once the market pulls back, we start to notice some things. We see that the market is not really passing this. This could be a trend reversal. So how do we know? We take our Fibonacci retracement. We plan it. This was the starting point of this trend, of this big move. So we go from this point all the way to, we had the massive pullback, and then of course move it over to the side. Where did our market land? Perfectly on our 618. Perfect pullback. All right. At that point, we said, all right, we got a perfect pullback here. We see that it's not passing this area. And then also we see an engulfing candlestick. Do you not see that? Continuation. If you want more confluency, shoot, let's go ahead and put some. And even do this. This is probably the reason why I didn't pass it. Check this out. We got confluency in this area. If you look in the past, look where the market had trouble hitting before. So we could have possibly even told that that market was going to reverse around there, right? So we look at this. The market pulls back, it respects this area. Resistance turned in now to support. We know that it's going up. This doesn't exist yet. The only thing we got is confluency and engulfing candlestick pattern. It's pulling back to the 618. And we got some major resistance happening. And also demand zone. All these things lining up, you know what that's telling me? Man, that's confluency. I might be able to take a trade to the upside. Engulfing candlestick, I'm in. But how far is it going to go up? That's what we need to find out. And that's what our tool Fibonacci Expansion is for, to see how far the market is going to expand to that direction. So we take it from our origin point. This was the start of our trend. All the way up to, we had our major pullback, which is right here. And down to pullback completion, which is right here. Now you can leave it right here. I wouldn't recommend it. I like to move the lines over some so that way I can see the lines and also I can see the chart and the numbers. But I just keep it even to this area right here so that way I know where it's at. We see that the market easily hits TP1 at our 618. But then after that, let's say we put another trend line. We see that we have this engulfing candlestick right here that breaks this market. So now we got a full expansion. And what happens normally after a full expansion? That shows our next pullback. And as we see, where did the market start pulling back again? A little bit over that. A little bit over that area. Right here. But our job is not to catch that. Our job is to catch that 618 in this area right here. And if you zoom out to the left-hand side, you'll see that this area of full expansion also lines up with previous resistance and support. Normally, you're going to see that. You're going to see that your pullback zones and your full expansion zones match up with previous price action. All right, so we did a couple examples on an uptrend. So let's do some on a downtrend. See what it looks like on a downtrend. See what it looks like on a downtrend. So let's get this area right here. So let's just say none of this existed. None of this existed. All we got is move right here to this area. Or heck, this was a pullback area, so we'll say it's pullback right here. This was a small pullback. So we say we got this area right here. Was one of our starting points to continue on with the trend. And at that point, we saw a pullback. Once we see that pullback, what tool are we using to see if the pullback is done? We clearly see the trend is going down with our 50 EMA. The market is under it. So what are we going to use? We're going to use the Fibonacci Retracement. We start from our top to our bottom. We drag it over. The area did it hit? One of our pullback zones, the 50. And this also still lines up with confluency. Why? Because not only is this hitting one of our pullback zones, but it's underneath the 50 EMA. Possibly draw a trend line around here. We look to the left. We see it also acted as support and resistance on this side as well. So we know this is a major zone. So we could possibly see this market respecting it. We see an engulfing candlestick. It goes down. But how far is it going to go down though? That's when we use what? Our Fibonacci expansion. So we go from the start, the origin point of the last pullback, which is right here, all the way down to the starting point of the new pullback. And then, of course, pullback ending, which is up here. Move it to the top. And now you got your take profit 1, which you probably would have missed. And then you got take profit 2. Every single time the market makes this move, you can utilize this tool. When we get to the patterns, you'll see how this tool can help you find harmonic patterns, ABC patterns, or I should say ABCD patterns. Utilizing this tool is going to change the way you catch your pips. All right, so here's your homework. This is your homework for me. All right, this is what I'm gonna need you to do. I'm gonna need you to mark these up exactly the way. I need 20 markups. All right, I need 10 on a downtrend, 10 on an uptrend. All right, and the way I want you to mark it up is to find your starting point of your move, your major move to the upside, your major pullback zone. All right, and I want you to label them. Origin point or origin. Oops. PBZ zone or start PBB starting. And PBZ ending. Lastly, we take profits. TP1. TP2. All right. So that is your homework. That's going to wrap up this this call. I hope that was insightful. Please make sure you post the homework in the FX Hangout group. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or one of the other trainers for one-on-ones, and we'll be happy to help you out with this. You guys have a good one. Peace.